What's up, YouTube? It's Drew, and today I have a deck discussion from some cards coming out in Clash of Rebellion. That sneak peek drops here August 1st in America, so be sure to check that out and pick up these cool cards. If you've been following the Konami articles, we have seen that we have gotten a new TCG exclusive, and that is the Kozmo theme. I think it's really cool. They told us it was going to be based off of like an American fairy tale, so we were all just kind of wondering what it was. And here we are, we got Wizard of Oz mixed with Star Wars, and I think that is just super cool. I'm going to go grab these cards once they come out and probably play Kozmo here and there, just super casually, no tournaments or anything like that. But I really like this deck. I think it's really cool. Over here we got Kozmo Farm Girl, which is obviously Dorothy mixed with Luke Skywalker, souped up Toto, so that's really neat. Kozmo Good Witch, which is Glinda the Good Witch and Han Solo, sweet lightsaber. Another card we got is Kozmo Slip Rider, which is insert X-Wing right here, this thing. And Kozmo Forerunner, which is Millennium Falcon. So all four very cool cards, and you can already build a deck with only 5 cards so far. I think that's crazy. But anyways, like I said, super excited to be playing this deck, and super excited just to like give it to you and go over like how to play this thing. So I spent about a week or 10 days playing gadgets and asking people to play me with their Kozmo build. And right now we don't even have the sets. Shoot, we only have 5 cards that are Kozmo related. So it's been proving a lot of innovation. You have to build around it and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. So basically what we're going to do is look at the main part of the deck and stuff that gadget players can use to get over this. So I say let's get started. Kozmo. So these guys are really good. Basically the point of this deck is just to put big amounts of damage on one turn just by chaining and keep summoning these things. It's pretty cool. So you can lose within the first 2 turns if they can just get the Farm Girl loop going on you. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's been neat. So like I said, we have kind of 2 psychic monsters. It's Farm Girl and Good Witch, and then we have their flyers, the 2 machines. And everything starts with these 2 cards. So I think the best card of these 4 is your Farm Girl right now. She's ridiculously good. Her effect reads, during either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon 1 level 4 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use that effect of Farm Girl once per turn. But when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can pay 500 life points and add 1 Kozmo card from your deck to your hand. That effect you can use more than once. So if you have more than 1 Farm Girl that can deal damage, you can get 2 searches at 1,000 life point cost. That's pretty darn good. So the biggest thing with Farm Girl is being able to do damage and going to grab either Slip Rider, Forerunner, or Kozmo Town if you need it. We'll talk about more about this busted card in a second. So I see a lot of players go attacking, doing damage, and then recruiting Slip Rider or Forerunner, and then banishing her to put Forerunner or Slip Rider on board and do 23 damage or 28 damage with these cards. So she's pretty good. You can also banish her out to summon Good Witch if you really want to. So, and that leads us to our next card, Kozmo Good Witch. During either player's turn, you can banish this card, special summon 1 level 5 or higher Kozmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Kozmo Good Witch once per turn, but her unlimited effect or actually that's another once per turn, I'm sorry. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points and target 1 monster your opponent controls, change it to face down defense position. So 500 life points for a Book of Moon, that's pretty good. And she's also 800, which that's bulky. That's for a level 4. That's pretty bulky. So she can go over a lot of things and just set big threats face down. She's really good. Not to mention you can tag out into a level 5 or higher, which, oh, look at that, Slip Rider and Forerunner once again. So main thing is getting these 2 out and banishing them out to summon these bad boys. So let's talk about Slip Rider now. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 spell/trap card of the field and destroy it. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 or lower, I can't talk, Kozmo monster from your deck. Wow, like that's pretty darn good. being able to pop off a normal or special summon, and then once it's destroyed, you can just banish it out and special summon either Good Witch or Farm Girl. That's pretty good. Next is the Kozmo Forerunner. This card is so good. First of all, it can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects, and during your standby phase, gain 1,000 life points. That's pretty good. And if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one level 6 or lower Kozmo monster from your deck. So if he dies, you can bring back Bang, Bang, or Bang. Like, that's just... So, like, she can search all these. He can summon all these. And these guys are from the deck, so that's just even more ridiculous. Like, you thought these were bad, like being from the hand. These guys special from the deck. Like, that's just... Oh my, that's so good. With an open board, with no, like, stopping... like, no battle traps or anything, or not being able to stop attacks, you could go Farm Girl, attack 15, swing out, banish her into Good Witch, attack for 18, so that's 33 damage, and then swing her out into Forerunner and deal 28 damage. So you're looking at 61 damage just by Farm Girl being able to do damage, and of course you can search, so if you need to get one of these pieces to make that happen, that's pretty good. And for the most part, battle traps really aren't being played right now. You're not seeing Mirror Force being excessively played. Deep Prison has just lost everything. Like, no one even plays that anymore right now. Yeah, Book of Moon can help you, but if anything, you can just chain and special summon this stuff anyways. So, like, if you try and go Book or Deep Prison or Mirror Force or Book of Moon or something like that, they can just, these Farm Girls or any Farm Girl and Good Witch can just chain and banish itself out to special summon one of these things. It's so good. It's just ridiculous. So what are people doing with this? Well, this is where it gets crazy. They have their own field spell, Kozmo Town. Once per turn, you can target one of your Kozmo monsters, return it to the hand, and if you do, lose life points equal to its original level times 100. I think they're changing that to 300, but don't quote me on it. We'll see. Once per turn, you can reveal any number of Kozmo monsters in your hand and shuffle them into the deck, and then draw cards equal to the number of cards you shuffled into the deck. And if this card in the field zone is destroyed by a card effect, you can add one Kozmo card from your deck to your hand. Holy cow, this card is so good. Let's take a look at this first effect. Once per turn, you can target one of your banished Kozmo monsters, return it to the hand, and if you do, lose life points equal to its original level times, we'll just go with 100 for now. This means, oh, I go banish Farm Girl, or oh, go banish Good Witch, like, grab them back whenever I need to with Kozmo Town on my turn. That's crazy. Or, oh, I lose Slip Rider, or oh, I lose Forerunner, banish one of them, special summon a Farm Girl or Good Witch, or Slip Rider if it's Forerunner, and then on the main phase 2 or whatever, search back what I just lost. Like, what? Like, oh my goodness, that's pretty good. Alright, second ability. Once per turn, you can reveal any number of Kozmo monsters in your hand and shuffle them into the deck. Then draw cards equal to the number of cards you shuffled into the deck. So it has its own magical mallet built in too. You can just pick and choose whatever cards you want to put back in there. And that's pretty helpful because monsters like Forerunner and Slip Rider can special summon Farm Girl and Good Witch from the deck. So you can just put them back in, hit that Foreigner against a Mirror Force, and go get yourself a Farm Girl. Like, and you get 2 free cards out of it too. So, oh, I need some back row. Let's put this stuff back in there, shuffle out, and oh, well, look at that, some back row. Like, wow. Last effect. If this card in the field zone is destroyed by a card effect, you can add one Kozmo card from your deck to your hand. What? Like, what? What? If this card in the field is destroyed by a card effect, like, it doesn't even have to, like, doesn't even have to go to the graveyard. So, like, macro, can't, like, okay. And you can add one Kozmo card. This card replaces itself on destruction. Like, what? Like, that's crazy. Like, just these 5 cards right here are just so good. Like, that's just insane. So that is the base part of Kozmo. So now let's take a look at some supporting cast for these guys. One of the biggest cards everyone is using is Emergency Teleport. This card is getting reprinted in the Speed Rider set, so it'll be easier to get. Obviously, teleport, you're going to go grab Farm Girl, and you can just let the chains and combos go off right there. That's pretty good. Another card being played is Gold Sark. So play Kozmo Town, play Gold Sark, go fetch Forerunner, pay 700 life points to bring Forerunner back to hand. Like, it's just like you can banish any of these things and just like pay with Kozmo Town to bring it back to your hand. That's so good. Another card being played is Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I like this card. This card's pretty cool. Either play turn, monster, spell, trap, effect, or whatever. Or just a spell and trap, I'm sorry. Face up, you can ditch the card and destroy it and stuff like that. Not negate it, but destroy it. So this card's pretty good. Especially because look at that. It's a level 3 Psychic. So who does that? There you go. It's been a card that I've been seeing a lot of play. Obviously, Honest. The whole deck is light monsters, so why wouldn't you play Honest, especially for a deck that wants to put as much damage on board? Drop Honest on a Farm Girl and just let it all rip. Like, that's crazy. One of the last cards I'm seeing played a lot is this Serene Psychic Witch. And when this card on the field is destroyed into the graveyard, you can banish one Psychic Techno monster with 2,000 or less attack. Looking at you. And during the next standby phase, if this card stays in the graveyard, special summon the monster banished by this card's effect. So, lose Serene Witch, go pick up Farm Girl or Good Witch. Like, my goodness, the synergy is just crazy with this deck. So, that's the deck for the most part. Now, the biggest question is, how do we beat this thing? And, especially from a Gadget's perspective, how do we beat this thing? And, like I said, I played for about a week or 10 days straight, just asking people, play me with Kozmos, and just learning about it as much as possible from them, the people who are actually playing it. Like, why wouldn't you learn from them? And so I've gotten some good feedback so far. As Gadget players, these are some of the biggest cards we use right here that could stop Kozmo. So I'm going to go through each one and kind of explain why it's pretty good. Imperial Iron Wall is the biggest card that I'm finding that just like when they see that, they're just like, well, GG, scoop up. Some of them are playing MSTs and Galaxy Cyclones and stuff like that, but I mean, what's a Galaxy Cyclone to a Imperial Iron Wall? You know what I mean? So yeah, Imperial Iron Wall, that's the biggest one where they're just like, well, I can't really play too much, so I guess you win. If they don't have the answer right away, they can't really come back from it too hard. Imperial Iron Wall obviously stops her from banishing, and stops all these things from banishing. And yeah, this is just really good for stopping all the monsters, stopping the Gold Sark and stuff like that. And I think that's really big. If you can stop them from banishing, you slow them down so much and you pretty much kill the synergy and kill the engine in there, which is big. Big, big, big. Another card, I know Virgil Nomoto loves playing Necro Valley, so here's another reason Virgil can go play this card. Mainly for its effect to negate any card effect that would, or actually no, it's the cards that need to play the graveyard cannot be banished. So they go Forerunner, attack, you mirror force it, that goes to the graveyard, they can't banish it to special summon a one of these things. So, and neither with Slip Rider, they can't banish the Slip Rider from the grave. So that's pretty good. That's good to shut that down. I have been praising Anti-Spell Fragrance since Necros came out, loving this card, and it's still pretty good here too. This card just slows them down so much. If you can stop their Gold Sark, stop their E-Telly right away, stop the Kozmo Town, like from just going off in one turn, you will at least give yourself one turn to set something up. Like, yeah, the monsters are still really good by themselves, but if you can stop the spells from just going off, this card has been is pretty good. So definitely side that. Light Imprisoning Mirror, I don't think I have to really explain myself too much there. Next card is Soul Drain. This is kind of a card. These are all cards that I already side except for Necro Valley. Virgil mains that, but I side Imperial, Fragrance, Light, and Soul Drain. This card stops Kozmo, Slip Rider, and Kozmo Forerunner, just so they can't get their effects when they're sent to the grave. So not bad. I don't know if I'd really recommend it highly, but for me, I just like siding as much as I can against these kind of things. So this has been working so far. If you're a Gadget player and you enjoy playing the Trap Tricks engine, this might be another one of your options, is to play Time Space Trap Hole. So one of the best things about Forerunner is that he can't be targeted by cards effects. Like that's pretty good. Like I know a lot of people just go for Fiendish Chain to lock it up, or go for like a Castell or a 101 or a Diamond Eye or something just to get the Forerunner off board. But he can't be targeted, so that's pretty good. So I've been kind of working with time space here and there, just because for the time where they go, oh, Farm Girl attack, yeah, kill a gadget, take damage. Oh, search Forerunner, banish her, summon Forerunner. Oh, well, don't worry, time space. It'll get rid of it, and the best thing about it is it puts it back into the deck. You want to keep these things in the deck, and don't let them get banished, don't let them go to the graveyard. Like, just keep these things in the deck. You can put these in the graveyard, just because it's not a huge deal if they die and go to the grave, but you just don't want these things going to the graveyard. So if you can stop that and force these guys back into the deck, you're in a really, really, really good spot, especially because the only way they can search it out is through farm girling. So time space travel, I'd recommend it. Two Xyz monsters that help out here. One is your Castell. Castell has been the only viable answer so far to deal with Kozmo Town. Like, there's not a lot of things that don't destroy this card. So getting Castell and tossing Kozmo Town back into the deck is probably your best option here so far. Another card is Rhapsody and Berserk. Very, very, very little of an answer, but it can make the difference sometimes. There was one game where I was playing the guy and he had to get I killed the Serene Psychic Witch, put in the graveyard, and then I had to go into Rhapsody and banish it before he could go special summon like Farm Girl or Good Witch or something like that. And it was just like I just couldn't let that happen, so I had to get it out there. So Rhapsody and Berserk will just take care of those kind of threats. It's also pretty helpful in your game 2 and 3 when you need to get the Galaxy Cyclones out of there. You put Rhapsody on board, get Galaxy Cyclone out, and that's pretty good. Just be very cautious. Like, try not to move any of the Kozmo cards. Try not to banish any of those with Rhapsody, because this card can just search it out with pretty much losing no life points. Sorry about that. My laptop decided to pass out, but we're back. Anyways, that is the Kozmo deck. I hope you enjoyed. This is going to be a 2-part series, so this is obviously part number 1. Part number 2 is going to be me playing gadgets and some replays against Kozmo. So you'll be able to check that out. I'll have that up either Monday or Tuesday, so stay put and you'll get to see that here soon. This Saturday, if your locals is sponsoring it, I highly recommend to go to your Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event. They give out a playmat, usually for the winner, or they'll do like a raffle for it. And then you can also get a Yusei token. So that's pretty cool. I have the Merrick, Jaden, and Zane ones. So those are really neat. And that's Clash of Rebellions on the side over there. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. If there's any gadget players that play well this event, please feel free to send me a deck profile or a video, and we'll get it up there for you. But yeah, pretty excited. Anyways, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Also, don't forget to tell me how you enjoyed this. If you liked this and you found this helpful, please let me know. I'm always looking to improve this channel and looking for ways to make these videos better for you guys. So if there's something I can do, please let me know. So until then, I will see you later.